One day I was looking around and I said I want to have a way for the ferrets to be able to travel from their room upstairs down to the main level, because they have their own ferret room. So I came up with the idea to build that tunnel that just allows them to travel freely and safely from their room upstairs down to the main level. And then they can just go back up if they want to sleep up there and want some privacy, or they can come downstairs and be social. He was kind of one of those alpha ferrets where no one really picked on him because he'd give them a real quick snap into their place. We called him Brutus very often because he kind of threw his weight around. He'd definitely grab another one and drag it across the floor. It almost looks like a very aggressive slaying of an animal, but they're just asserting dominance. But he was a very sweet boy, and he cuddled a lot with my partner, Brian. So I would oftentimes come home and find them cuddling on the chair or sleeping. I think it's the cutest thing when they fall asleep with their tongues sticking out. He was sweet, but he was a ferret you wouldn't mess with. They fall asleep in the craziest positions. You find them in cuddle puddles often, and it looks like just a pile of twisted fur. We like to call her the spicy ferret. She had tons of personality and she was very adventurous. We have a cemetery near our house that we take them on ferret walks. And so we load them up in the little stroller and then let them run around free in the cemetery, do whatever they wanted. When they were ready to go back, they would run up to the stroller, climb up in it, and then wait for us to return home. And she got herself into a lot of trouble very often. There's this thing called the Weasel War Dance. I have a couple of videos of her just completely throwing her body around. She looks like a flailing fish. Rogue even would start to do tricks to try to get me to make her soupy. She would do little twirls or lay on her back with her belly up, just showing how hungry she was. She did this thing with me, and she did what I call a ferret facial, where she would pretty much lick every inch of my face when I would get home. So it was kind of her way of telling me that I was her person. He was just the happiest ferret I've ever witnessed. He would just walk around and duke all over the place. And it was the cutest thing because typically ferrets only do that when they're overly excited. And he would just do it all the time. He just wanted to be alive and be cared for. And he came from kind of a rough situation. So we knew right away that us adopting him gave him the life that he wanted. And then eventually he couldn't walk that well. So we got him a little ferret wheelchair. He was the oldest ferret that we had. He lived to just about 8 years old, which is pretty wonderful considering he had 3 illnesses. But he struggled through that. And he was just a very sweet boy and very grateful boy. But that's the thing with ferrets, they don't live long, so you have to really maximize the time that you have with them and find the joy in every day.